A woman who owns her softness isn't weak. She's the calm that tames chaos, the silence that speaks louder than storms. He doesn't crave the loudest voice in the room. He doesn't stay because of constant validation. He stays because of how safe he feels in your presence. And that kind of presence doesn't scream for attention. It whispers in power. It's the kind of softness that wraps around his soul, not just his body. Not every woman understands this. Many chase love with noise, with pressure, with expectation. But the woman who pulls him closer without trying, the woman who doesn't chase but simply is, she holds a different kind of magic. It's not loud, it's not forceful, it's not built on control. It's built on something far more powerful: ease. See, soft doesn't mean weak. It means knowing who you are so deeply that you don't need to prove anything. It means creating a space where he breathes easier, where his guard drops, where his mind finds rest. And that's addictive. Because in a world that tells him to man up, to carry it all, to never fall, you become the one place he doesn't have to pretend. That's the beginning of power, not the kind that demands, but the kind that draws. It's the velvet that covers steel, the kind touch that shakes his core. It's the moment he realizes, you're not just a woman, you're the one who makes him feel more him, and suddenly he's hooked. Now listen closely. If you've ever been told you have to be harder, colder, or louder to be loved, erase that lie. Because your softness is not a flaw, it's a force. A healing, magnetic force that calls the right man into your world without you lifting a finger. And that's where the real transformation begins. Not just for how he sees you, but for how you see yourself. Because once you understand this, once you reclaim this softness as strength, you won't just be a woman in love, you'll be a woman living as a queen. If these words touched something deep inside you, if they made you feel seen, understood, or even just a little stronger, then let your heart respond. Like this video and subscribe to the channel. We're pouring so much love, time and truth into every piece we create, just to remind you of the power you hold. Your support means the world. Number 1. The kind of woman who undresses his soul, not just his body. He may have touched her skin, but he's still wondering how she touched his soul. Because the truth is, anyone can attract his attention for a moment, but it takes something rare, something deeper, to hold his heart without even trying. It's not about saying the perfect words. It's not about being the most beautiful woman in the room. It's about what he feels when she looks at him like she already understands the chaos inside him. She didn't offer him a piece of her body. She offered him peace in a world that never gave him any. That's the kind of woman who undresses his soul, slowly, silently, without ever laying a hand on him. Like the moon pulling the tide, her softness draws him in. He doesn't even know why he can't stop thinking about her, but he feels it. In her presence, he forgets to keep up the act. He breathes deeper, talks slower, stays longer. That's the soft power she holds. And it's the kind that stays under his skin long after she's gone. She listens when he doesn't have the words. She sees what he tries to hide. Her energy doesn't demand, it invites, like a warm room after a storm. He isn't addicted to her body. He's addicted to what she awakens in him: safety, surrender, stillness. And you, yes, you, if you've ever been told to be colder, tougher, louder, hear this. You were never meant to fight to be seen. You were meant to be felt. You're not just a woman. You are the kind of presence that lingers, the kind of softness that undresses the hardest hearts, the kind of calm that makes a man realize, this is what I've been searching for. Because true queens don't just attract him, they transform how he loves. Dear lady, rise from the lies that told you softness was weakness. It's your greatest power. Now say this with me. My softness is not my weakness, it is his sanctuary. Write it in the comments, queens. Claim it. And if these words felt like truth in your heart, like something you needed to hear, then like this video and subscribe to the channel. We are working hard to bring you life-changing lessons that awaken the queen within you. Number 2. She didn't raise her voice, but she raised his standards. He didn't fall for her because she shouted louder. He didn't stay because she demanded more. He stayed because her silence made him think. Her calm made him listen. And her energy, it made him change. There's a kind of woman who doesn't need to raise her voice to be heard. She speaks with her actions. She teaches without preaching. She walks away without slamming doors, and yet the sound of her absence shakes him to the core. That's the soft power no man forgets. A flower doesn't chase the bee, it just blooms, and the bee returns again and again. That's how she moves, graceful, software unbothered, but inside, stronger than steel, the kind of strength that doesn't scream, because it doesn't have to. She didn't try to fix him. She didn't beg him to see her worth. Instead, she became so deeply rooted in her value that he had to rise to meet her. And when he did, he realized he could never go back to the kind of woman who needs noise to feel noticed. She is not hard, she is not loud, she is not chasing, and still he can't stop thinking about her because she made him feel safe enough to be soft, strong enough to grow, and clear enough to know what real love feels like. Lovely woman, if you've ever been told you're too quiet, too soft, too emotional, understand this. Your softness is not a weakness, it's your silent crown, the kind that doesn't bend, the kind that doesn't beg, the kind that makes him raise his standards without even realizing why. You're not here to be loud, you're here to be legendary, and now it's time to remember who you are. Here is a powerful affirmation. I don't raise my voice. My presence raises the bar. Queens, type this affirmation in the comments right now. Let it be your truth. Let it remind every part of you that your softness is power. And if this message stirred something inside you, if it felt like a truth you've been waiting to hear, then like this video. We're pouring our heart into creating powerful lessons just for you, and your support means everything. Number 3, the calm that shakes him to his core. She didn't touch his body first, she touched his chaos and quieted it. There's a kind of woman who doesn't walk into his life with noise. She doesn't demand, she doesn't compete, she simply exists. And somehow everything in him starts to settle. She becomes his pause in a world that never lets him rest. And what he thought he needed, attention, thrill, control, suddenly fades, because now he just wants her peace. Not every woman knows this kind of power. Many try to capture him with beauty, with words, with plans. But the woman who truly stays on his mind, she's the one who made him feel seen without asking questions. The one who calmed his heart without giving speeches. The one who let him breathe, and that breath became his addiction. A soft woman isn't fragile. She's the storm's silence before sunrise. That kind of softness doesn't shrink. It holds, it heals, and it changes how he loves. Think of her like water, quiet, gentle, but shaping rock over time. She doesn't chase, she flows. And yet, without warning, she becomes the reason he's grounded, the reason he comes back. Not because she begged, but because her presence made him forget what chaos even felt like. When you hold that kind of calm inside you, beautiful soul, he won't just love you, he'll need you. Because while the world pressures him to always perform, your softness becomes the only space where he can just be. And nothing compares to that kind of safety. Maybe you've been told to be colder, louder, tougher, but no, beautiful woman. Your soft presence is not a weakness. It's the reason he feels addicted. It's the reason he doesn't want to lose you, and it's the reason you are unforgettable. You are not just emotional. You are power in grace, stillness in fire, calm in a storm. And from now on, you don't just survive love, you define it. So rise, majestic woman. Step into this softness with your head high. Let the world see the quiet storm you carry. Here is a powerful affirmation. My calm is his addiction. Write it in the comments, queens. Let it become your truth. We're creating this space just for you, filled with truth, power, and life-changing love lessons. Your support means everything. Number 4, she doesn't chase. She doesn't beg. And still, he can't stay away. A woman who knows her worth doesn't chase. She attracts, not with noise, but with presence. He doesn't stay because she runs after him. He stays because even in her silence, she makes him feel seen. Not by begging, not by proving, but by simply being a calm place in a world that never lets him rest. He can walk away, he can get distracted, but her energy, her soft, steady presence follows him like a shadow. Not because she's holding on, but because she's unforgettable. Like the moon, she never moves toward him, yet he still turns his tides for her. This isn't about playing games. It's not about manipulation. It's about a woman who knows her love is not something to be demanded. It is something to be earned. She doesn't beg because she doesn't fear losing what's not meant for her. She doesn't chase because she understands if he can't feel safe where she stands, he was never ready for her kind of love. In a world where many rush, plead, and overgive just to be chosen, she remains still. She chooses herself. And in that stillness, he finds something he never knew he needed: peace. That rare kind of peace that heals his mind, holds his heart, and pulls him without force. Like a warm home after a long storm, her presence speaks safety. She doesn't try to change him. She just creates a space where he finally feels like he doesn't have to hide. And that becomes the addiction. Beautiful lady, this is not weakness. This is the soft power that holds kingdoms together. You don't need to beg to be loved. You don't need to fight to be chosen. You are not a backup plan. You are the prize. So stop running. Let him come to where the peace is. Because your stillness is power, your silence is magnetic, and your presence is unforgettable. Here is a powerful affirmation. I don't chase. I attract through peace, power, and presence. Write this in the comments, queens. Let it root into your soul. And if this message made your heart feel heard, like this video and subscribe to the channel. We are working with all our love to bring you content that reminds you. You are not here to beg, you are here to reign. Number 5. Her silence said what 1,000 words never could. The loudest truth is often spoken without a single word. There are moments when silence holds more weight than anything ever spoken. He expected you to explain. He expected you to beg, to chase, to make noise. But instead, you gave him your silence. And in that silence, he felt everything. The guilt, the realization, the deep, haunting echo of what he risked losing. See, when a woman truly steps into her soft power, she doesn't argue for her worth. She doesn't try to prove her value. She lets her absence speak. And trust me, he hears it, loud and clear. Because silence from a woman who once gave her heart, that's not emptiness. It's a storm disguised as stillness. Imagine a candle in a dark room. It doesn't shout, it doesn't move, but it draws you in with its glow, offering comfort without asking for attention. That's what your soft power is like. You don't need to explain yourself, you just need to be. Because your energy carries the message, I know who I am, I know what I bring. I don't need noise to be felt. And that's what gets him addicted. Not noise, not pressure, but the feeling that you're untouchable yet emotionally safe. That he can drop every mask in your presence. That you are still yet powerful, soft yet unforgettable. That's when he begins to understand. He didn't just lose a woman, he lost a sanctuary. Dear lady, your silence was never weakness, it was a mirror. It made him face what words could never describe. And now you rise, not because he finally noticed, but because you finally remembered. You are not just a woman who loved. You are the woman who made him feel safe, seen, and deeply understood. That's not ordinary. That's queen energy. So rise now, not louder, just higher. Here is a powerful affirmation. My silence speaks the truth he cannot ignore. Queens, if this spoke to your heart, write this affirmation in the comments. Let it echo in your soul. We are working hard to create this kind of life-changing truth for every beautiful queen walking her own path. Number 6. She became his only peace in a world that demanded his war. The world may teach him how to fight, but only she teaches him how to rest. He moves through life like a soldier, silent battles in his head, expectations on his shoulders, and wounds no one sees. He's learned to carry it all, to never break, to never pause. But every warrior, no matter how strong, secretly aches for one thing: peace. Not the kind of peace that's quiet, but the kind that heals. And that's where you come in, not with noise, not with control, but with something much deeper. You see through him. You feel when he's heavy. And without saying much, you give him what the world never offers, a space where he can be soft without shame. It's not weakness that pulls him back to you. It's your softness that becomes his escape. You don't have to fix his battles. You just make sure he doesn't have to fight when he's with you. While others compete for control, you offer calm. While the world demands his armor, you let him take it off. And that's what makes you unforgettable. He may not even know how to put it into words, but every time life drains him, it's you he craves. Because when you walk in the room, the war inside him quiets. Beautiful lady, this isn't about being less. This is about owning the most divine part of you. The softness that doesn't break under pressure, the presence that melts walls. You're not just loving him, you're healing him. That's why he's addicted. That's why he stays. You don't need to raise your voice to raise your value. You don't need to prove your worth. You are the worth. And when you finally see that, you don't just live as a woman anymore. You rise as a queen. Now, powerful woman, if these words speak to your soul, write this in the comments right now. My softness is my superpower. Say it, claim it, own it. We are working day and night to bring you lessons that awaken the queen within you. You deserve this journey, and we're here to walk it with you. Number 7. The woman who makes him feel safe enough to feel everything. He didn't fall in love with her noise. He fell in love with how peaceful it felt in her silence. He was taught to hold it all in, to be strong, to never cry, to never show weakness. He walks through life with his guard up, shoulders tight, heart locked. Not because he wants to be distant, but because he's been told that softness makes him weak. But then he meets her. She doesn't try to fix him. She doesn't beg for his heart. She simply holds space. Her voice, calm. Her eyes, understanding. Her presence, warm. And for the first time, he exhales. For the first time, he allows himself to feel everything. Not just joy, but the pain he's buried, the fears he hides, the pressure he carries. And that is a kind of safety he didn't know he was searching for. You see, she doesn't use power to control. She uses softness to connect. Her softness is not a weakness. It's a quiet, sacred strength. Like a lighthouse in the storm, she doesn't run into the chaos with noise. She stands in her grace, steady and bright, until he finds his way back home. And queens, that is where your power lives. Not in chasing him, not in proving your worth, but in being the woman whose energy says, "You're safe here. You can be real here." That kind of woman doesn't just attract him, she awakens him. Like rain after drought, your softness becomes his healing. Like a deep breath after a battle, you become the moment he lets go. That's the woman who stays on his mind, the one he compares everyone else to, the one he can't unlove, even if he tries. So to the woman listening right now, your gentleness is not weakness. Your calmness is not silence. It's power, disguised in peace. It's the force that makes him feel deeply, fully, completely. Beautiful woman, you are not just someone he wants. You are the place his heart finally feels safe enough to land. And that's the kind of love he never forgets. Here is a powerful affirmation. My softness is my power, and my love is his safe place. Queens, write this affirmation in the comments to claim your strength. Let this be your truth. Speak it, own it, and if this touched your heart, if it reminded you of who you really are, then like this video and subscribe to the channel. We are working hard to bring you more content that heals, empowers, and reminds you you were always meant to live as a queen.